Okay, let's go.
Hello there, Chick Chatters. We're back, and we actually are doing something different today. We're going to cover the first 2 episodes of the Teen Mom reunion because, to be honest, Teen Mom was the first thing we used to talk about on the phone a lot with each other. So,
this is really what started our idea of Chick Chat, because we would be on the phone for hours talking about Teen Mom. And I know Teen Mom people, the people who watch it, know at least that it's gone on a bit of a downturn the last couple of seasons, but I don't know. This season seems a little bit different. It's definitely changed in the format. I mean, they're all living together. That's something we've never seen before. So I'm really excited to talk about it because this is like me and Anne's bread and butter.
Yeah, like we've been watching this since we were 15, 16 with them. We're as old as Teen Mom 2 girls. We've been watching since the first season, really, but they were the ones that were the exact same age as us going through stuff. I've never stopped really watching it. They've taken breaks, and there's times where I couldn't watch the full season because it was giving nothing, but it's always got a spot. So as long as they're going to air this, I guess we're going to cover at least the interesting parts of it. We're not going to do our full regular recaps on these episodes because honestly, there's not much that happens.
So we're going to just stick with the things that stand out for us in these recaps. Keep it more natural for me and Anne because we do always talk about it. So just like she said, as long as it's on, we're going to be talking about it because we're going to be talking about it anyways. Why not hop on and record it? So I hope you guys join us. If you are new here, welcome. We talk about lots of different reality shows, but like I said, Teen Mom has that special place in our soul for the reality TV shows.
Yeah. So they're actually going to Colombia on this family vacation. It's starting off as a couples trip. The couples are Macy and Taylor, Zach and Cheyenne, Taylor and Corey, and Jade and Sean. Is that it, right? So they're starting
Kate and Ty.
5 couples.
Kate
and Ty. Sorry, they always slip my mind. They have a good relationship, so I don't know. But anyways, they're coming in. One thing that I did note, and nobody getting there except Corey and Taylor, was Sean and Jade talking about their wedding and that their wedding is $45,000 over budget.
Over budget. So I just want to know, I have no idea, but their budget had to have been, budget had to have been big.
That was my first thought to do was their budget had to be
big. I can't imagine that they were stupid about setting a ridiculously small budget. I think that they were stupid, it sounds like, about going overboard with, gosh, I don't even know what you can go that far over. It's got to be like florals. It's got to be food. It's got to be entertainers.
I don't know. I've seen photos from their wedding. It was gorgeous. I feel like she was trying to get on a Cheyenne kind of level. And we got to remember, Cheyenne came from money. She has money. Her kids go to school with the Kardashians. Like, she's got money. She's always had it, and the show gives her even more. Jade doesn't come from that. And Jade's like, you or me. And she is getting money from the show. And then now she's hoping that this house sells to pay off the rest of this wedding.
And again, I'm not up in her finances. I have literally no idea. I hope that there is someone who is up in her finances helping her and Sean to make good decisions, because we've seen what happens with a lot of the Teen Mom girls and taxes and things like that. But I even wondered when she brought that thing up about her house, she's like, well, if we can sell the house and we can be in a good place, are you going to be in a good place? Or are you going to break even when you sell your house? Because that's kind of what I heard, even though that's not what she said. I think if they sell their house, I think they can probably pay off their wedding and have a little bit of money. But you have a whole other house you just bought. You don't make that much money off of a house, especially when you just probably upgraded into a bigger house. I'm sure that that's what they just did.
Yeah, no, they did. I think we saw her move into that most recent house, and it was like a 2-story.
Bigger house, baller wedding. This girl has spent easily $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, maybe $600,000 this year. And I know they're not paying her.
Yeah, I worry for her though, because a wedding is one day, and you can have a beautiful wedding for $20,000, $30,000, $5,000. You can have a beautiful day with a way lower budget. And I don't see the point in trying to compete with celebrities and their weddings and stuff like that. I feel like that's a lot of what this is putting on a show.
I could see though, like, I mean, Jade is on that show, so I could see her what is it, the thing that they say, comparison is the theft of joy. Because she's on that show, I could see her trying to hold herself, like, why am I not able to do all of this stuff? And maybe she's trying to sort of fake it till she makes it, which I would not recommend. But she is on this show with all these other girls who do have more money. Like Macy's house is ginormous, and Cheyenne lives in the most expensive, luxurious part of California. It probably makes them feel even worse about their situation. But I hope they realize that they're just in different phases of life. They might not ever get there, especially with this show. They're not going to get that from this anymore.
I feel like this show might have another 2 years in it, but I do not see how they can keep it going on for more than that unless this is truly a passion project for MTV and they're trying to wait till these kids get older so they can follow them. I don't know. That's always been a theory for a lot of people, especially me. It's something that I've been wondering about for a long time because nobody's watching it. The only people who are watching it are people like you and me and maybe some of our viewers who've been watching it for 15 years. I just worry for her to be relying on maybe the show for the extra money. I think she's got a realty license and I know she's got a Cosmo license. So she's always been working. It's just hard to watch her spend so much money on a one day.
That over budget is
scary.
Almost double what I'm spending on my entire wedding. Just what she's over budget.
Oh, it's definitely double than what I spent on mine. That's the over. We do not know her baseline. Her baseline could have been 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, 60,000. We don't know. This is probably $100,000 wedding in my mind.
I think she's getting there for sure.
But everybody is there. They're in these rooms and they're customized, which was giving Kim Kardashian goes to New York for NYC where they kept, and they're like, customized. It's customized for you. And they show one photo sitting by a fireplace. Like it was giving them.
Honestly, this place was more customized because I saw when they walked into the house, there was a wall that had those clip ups and they gave everyone a Polaroid camera. So it could be more customized than that once you get into your little vacation. So I actually thought that that was a cool touch.
I have to commend MTV on their budget for this one because it seems like before we've just seen them in conference rooms and hotels and just weird Airbnbs, but now we're seeing them in a villa. They have a DJ, they have a bartender, and I'm like, MTV, these people aren't even making you any money. What are you doing?
Right.
But so Corey and Taylor are arriving. Taylor seems really anxious, and Corey decides to stop at the gas station and get him a bottle of liquor, which makes her more anxious.
I really don't blame her in that moment. I would feel the exact same way. I feel like if you're telling your partner that you're not feeling your best, you're anxious, and I understand why she's anxious because she's really walking in not as a teen mom cast member. Like all the girls have been doing this. And really, like, Corey is her in, but he's a guy, and so he hangs out with the guys, and then it's like, where do you fit? I totally get why she's anxious. And I would be upset, too, if Corey's going to walk in, and I know he's the life of the party, and that's a great thing. Just, it's a lot.
He was a lot. He walked in with a helmet and all types of
like
things.
a bull helmet. And you know what? That was fun. Looks like everyone enjoyed that. That's whatever. It's just he doesn't really seem like he knows when to
stop.
Yeah,
and that's what she was saying. She said that he drinks, but he drinks and drinks and drinks. And we definitely got to see that. He came in all hyper. He was going on a speech on a tangent. He was preaching at
it reminded me of the challenge, and I know he said on the bus there or whatever that he's like, I feel like I'm going to the challenge. She's like, well, you're not, relaxed. Usually the first night of the challenge, usually it's Johnny Bananas because he thinks he's the king of the house, but I think Corey walked in there feeling like the king of the house and wanted to give a Johnny Bananas type speech. So anyone who watches the challenge probably can see what I mean, but he totally was doing that. And then it was also at the same time halfway pep talk. I know she's missing her kids and you're missing your kids and you're missing, like,
but them kids.
Them kids.
I was dying laughing at some of that. And then Caitlin at the end, when he was talking about the kids again, she's like, I thought we were like, them kids. I thought that's what we were on.
I know.
And that made me crack up too, because she didn't say anything throughout that whole thing until then. Before Corey and Taylor even get there, actually, I guess I forgot about this part, but Tyler gets called out about his OnlyFans by Zach. Zach couldn't even contain himself. He had to ask first question.
I'm glad. We've all been wondering.
Well, we know it's Caitlin running it.
I think we were all wondering really how much and how did this start. And I don't know if it was right here. I think it was that he says she basically just walked up with I don't know how OnlyFans works, but I imagine they have to verify who you are. And Kate just did it. I don't know
Yeah,
how much consent there was going on there. He said, it's just the pictures I send you anyways. Hi, are you sending her? Because Cheyenne said that there's
full on.
full frontal happening. No shadows, no poses.
She did like one of these. Like it's
Yeah.
just Caitlin was like proud of this. She might be the photographer. They were joking about her being his pimp, and I'm like, I guess. I mean, you guys have been together for like 20 years, so if this is what gets you guys going, I don't know. To each their own. I couldn't do it.
Right.
I couldn't be my husband's OnlyFans manager. And then she says she responds to all the messages.
See, that's the part that I was like, I did need to know that information. I don't think everybody knows that. And I think people should know if they're messaging Ty's OnlyFans that they're talking to Kate. And that's fine. Maybe they're okay with that. But I don't know. Is she like role playing on there as Ty? That's the part that would be weird. Or is it just, hey, love your.
I know, like, what are you messaging people on OnlyFans? I've never been on there, so I don't know what it's even like. But what are people messaging each other on OnlyFans if it's not to talk dirty or something?
I have no idea. And I'm not going to lie. I think Tyler is a very attractive man. One, because I do think he's physically attractive, but I think he's funny. He's a well-rounded guy. He's emotional. He's a good dad. I could see why people would want to see that, but I don't know. I mean, just because people would want to see it does it mean people have to have access to see it?
Yeah, I could just imagine Kate, like when she opens the app and somebody's like, send like a bunch of emojis, and she's just like, oh yeah, Tyler, you should see this text right now. Whatever her Michigan accent is, and I'm not making fun of it because we're all from Michigan.
We're from Michigan.
We're from Michigan.
But she got it a little extra. And I don't know. Probably other people think we sound just like her.
She's a little bit more Michigan. We have twangs, I think. This whole OnlyFans thing was a lot of info for me. I knew Tyler has an OnlyFans. They seem very proud of it.
You know what? She said it's about to buy them a pool. I'm not mad at them. Ty doesn't seem freaked out. I'm sure with the amount of therapy that they've had, that they have spoken more about this than just this conversation. So it seems like everything is consensual. I get the vibe only because Ty said it, that those are the pictures he's sending Kate. And we find out later on that they're having sex almost every day, which is a crazy, healthy. I shouldn't say healthy. Healthy is like less than that even. It's a high amount for a lot of people. But maybe that's how it's happening, you know? Maybe they're keeping each other interested through messages and things like that. So if you can just post those online and then you have a pool.
I'm not going to dog what they're doing. They're okay with it. It's their lives. No one's legal here, whatever. It's just very interesting to see this Kate, because before, you know, if you would have took this back 10 years ago, I would never have thought she would do this.
Purple hair, pimping out her husband, titties out. I love this Kate.
Yeah, she's living her life. So, I mean, they've been together for literally like 20 years or so.
I know. They need something edgier than, you know, the Michigan
accent.
They were getting boring for a while.
Yeah, they felt like home to me, though, every time that they talked. We start seeing Corey spiral more and more throughout this first day. He's giving out gifts, which that part was fun. Nobody expected him to have all these gifts. He came in like Santa with his speech and his gifts and his gift sack and his fans for everyone. Him and Taylor start arguing, though. Taylor is very, very uncomfortable with how drunker and drunker he's getting.
Yeah, she just wants him to eat some food and sit down for a moment. She does get her wish after a minute, but first they have a little argument about, they didn't really argue, but Corey started throwing a little bit of a fit about the cameras in the room, which I get, but it sounds like at night, because we'll see this in the episode too, I mean, they're allowed to cover them up, but you can't completely invade people's privacy. Plus, Corey says later on too that he's done all kinds of things on camera. So he's just over there trying to be mad, and he's getting Taylor worked up, because if he's mad, then what do you do with yourself? She doesn't really know any of these people yet. So she hides herself in the damn bathroom.
One of the arguments that he starts with her right after this is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how in love with me are you? And I'm like, what kind of question is that?
I would be like, sir, right now it's a 1.5. When I'm in a relationship with somebody, I'm never gonna tell you that I don't love you, but I will also tell you I don't like you right now at all. I love you. I'm here for you. I'm in this, but you're dumb right now. Don't ask questions that you know is gonna start a fight that you know you don't want to know the answer to for real. Just tell her you're in a bad mood.
And she gives a decent answer. I mean, for how annoyed she is, she gave a nice answer. I mean, you could tell she's really trying to be her best self in front of these cameras, in front of these people, but she really wants to rein this man in. But he's not happy with her answer. He says, I can't believe you would answer like that. I'm like, Corey, you need like a pizza.
You need help.
You need to chill out.
I need the therapist to come right now. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh. Then it was a full-blown fight in the room, and I can tell that they picked a location where the walls are thin as paper because you can hear everything.
Everyone can hear it.
They're all listening. They're all talking about it.
I think that's going to be a theme throughout the season too. I think there's going to be some things that are heard. There's got to be, especially with the new people coming in. And I know that, what's her name? Mackenzie and Cheyenne have a beef. I feel like they're setting us up with these walls.
After the second episode and what they were trying to have them all like go back and do after that, I mean, I can just only imagine what that place sounded like that night with everybody practicing that whole thing. We'll get into it. Corey's having his meltdown. He eventually leaves Taylor alone. That's all she wants. She's just like, you're too drunk for me. I need a moment to collect myself. I just need my space. He gives her space by just going off on the beach, which I assume Corey went to go find some locals to play beach volleyball or something with, because I feel like he had to go do something active or surfing or something.
Maybe he went for a swim. I think he's going to keep his bathing suit on the whole time, but maybe he just went for a swim.
They didn't really follow him. They just saw him walking on the beach. We didn't get to see what he was doing all this time.
That's when Cheyenne goes in and kind of consoles Taylor, which I think was nice because that's really the only person that Taylor knows. And Cheyenne was nice about it. She didn't really give her an option. Taylor was kind of spiraling. I think she probably would have talked herself into going home if she was just alone in that bathroom. So Cheyenne was just like, I'm going to give you 5 minutes and then we're going to talk. There was no discussion there. She's just, everything's fine. This is okay. I'll see you in 5 minutes.
Cheyenne is really what I feel like a girl's girl. She's ready to go in there and fix the situation. She just wants you to collect yourself so you can go hang out at this group of girl table. And
then she created a girl table. Then she went and told everyone else, okay, in 5 minutes, we're all going to sit down and have an empowering girls talk.
I love that.
And then at that girls talk, I learned that Jade shaves her pubes in the sink.
That's a lot of stretching for me.
You know, I never thought about it that way. I guess it could be a good visual, but absolutely not.
I felt like Taylor was like, I got to know more than I wanted to of these people. And with all the stuff coming up, it was just a little bit of a taste for what we were going to get next episode. But during this whole conversation, I lost my mind when Corey came back with the bottle of wine and the flower arrangement from the room, and he had this
every damn girl called him out in the confessional. Those were in the room, sir.
Everybody's face too was like when he walked in, like,
I know.
Can I just talk to you for a second?
I know. You know who he reminded me of in that moment was somebody that I dated in the past. You know who?
Here's my gifts. He's like, I need to talk to you for a second.
He did rein it in for that conversation. It looks like he gathered himself. He thought about what he wanted to say, what his goals were for this vacation. They had a nice little cry together. At least Taylor cried together. I mean, he shared at least enough that he knows that he was getting on Taylor's nerves and he shouldn't have been doing all that.
I had to rewind it a few times though, because I was just dying. Because my toxic trait, I would have went with him anyways. Either I'm just like Taylor. I was like, okay. Everyone else was questioning it, like, this man.
The thing is that it can't just be that. So I give her props, and I'll give you props for having the patience to go see, is there more here? Because it can't just be these flowers that you just found in the room. It's got to be more than that. And he gave more. So I'll give him that.
I loved that. That was one of my favorite scenes in the whole thing of this so far. That's pretty much it for episode 1. I know that they
kind of leave it on that cliffhanger of somebody's coming, and then Corey's again hilarious. Anne texted me while she was watching, and she said Corey and Taylor are definitely going to carry the season. And even in this moment, Corey carried the whole cliffhanger as well. He's like, "Who is it?" He's like screaming out into the
oh yeah,
the
who is
ether.
it? Is it Janelle? Is it Janelle? Ashley?
I know. Ashley, where are you, Ashley?
Someone's gonna come for him online over that one, I'm sure. One of them,
Mhm.
Janelle or Ashley. That was episode 1 of Teen Mom, the reunion family special.
Couples retreat.
We're gonna be expecting to see Taylor and Corey carry the whole show on their backs, and maybe a little bit of drama. I don't expect them to bring anybody salacious.
It looks like Brianna's coming. It looks like Leah's coming. Apparently, she gets pretty crazy one night and gets naked, it sounds like. So we'll see what kind of Leah shows up. I'm a little excited to see what happens when Mackenzie comes with her new man, because Mackenzie has had a whole personality change in the last year and a half. And I really want to see what she shows up like. She's not ever really been my favorite. I think that'll bring some drama. Cheyenne is such a girl's girl, and she is not, has never felt, will never feel Mackenzie. So we're gonna see that in episode 3.
That was it for episode 1. So if you stuck through to the end, like, subscribe, share if you feel. But we'll be back at you with episode 2.
See you then.
Bye, Chit Chat.
Bye.